What's up, everybody? I'm gonna try and be as succinct and breviloquent as possible with this. I started watching a movie yesterday called The Book of Clarence. I haven't finished it yet. I'll finish it today. It's a comedy based in biblical times about a guy claiming to be a second Messiah. But he said something that really resonated with me. He said, knowledge is stronger than belief. He was talking with the apostles, and he told them, you know nothing of the world, which is why you believe God exists. I don't believe God exists because I know about the world. And I truly believe that to be the truth. There's almost always an exception to the rule, but I believe that to be the rule of thumb. Knowledge, to know. How do you truly know? Take UFOs or UAPs as they call them now. If you ask somebody if they believe they exist and they say yes, and you ask them why, they can be like, well, I've seen all of this evidence and this evidence and that evidence. So you don't know, you just believe it. You ask somebody else, do you believe UFOs exist? They might tell you, I know they exist. And you ask them why, they could be like, I was standing there and the thing came down and hovered like 10 feet right above me and did this, did that, did this, did that, and then zoomed off. When it comes to me sharing my testimony, my experiences, it comes down to two main things. And both when I was 12 years old. I had spiritual experiences with God. My countrymen started coming at me nonstop for 35 years and counting with the technology they have. I don't believe God exists. I know he exists. I don't believe that this one rule network and this fence-free concentration camp exists. I know it exists. When I share my testimony, if someone else believes me or not, that's entirely on them. I don't care. They'd never have the opportunity to believe one way or the other if I didn't share what I know to be true because I've experienced it for myself. Part of why I share my testimony is because I don't want others to experience what I have. And for those who are, you're not alone. I've always stated, first and foremost, the others that are experiencing it just like I do were the number one reason on the list why I share my testimony. They do what they can to isolate and ostracize, because then it makes it easier to be themselves with this tech. A prime example, when I first moved to the Memphis Metro, I was telling everybody, I love it out here. This is magnificent. This is gorgeous. You got to come visit me out here. You might even want to think about moving. Within 90 days of moving into my apartment, I did a complete 180. My friends and family can't come visit me out here. They can visit me when I move. Last thing, when it comes to sharing my testimony, because it is what appears to be two extremes, spiritual experiences with God and Americans coming at me the way they have with this technology, it's one of those things where it's probably a little tough to believe one and not the other. So either people are going to believe both or believe neither. When he gets into the rest of my testimony, like the years spent homeless and everything else, A lot of that stands on classic American history and classic world history, all happening in the digital age. But that's for another time. May the blessings of the Lord be upon you. Have fun, be safe, God bless.